Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to break some myths, and these are not generic myths. These are some things that I have learned after having been in the field, and I feel there were so many misconceptions even with me which I have learned, which I would love to share with you guys as well. So starting with the first thing that everybody feels is that perfume smells the same on everyone, which is so not true. And how I learned is probably I think I smelled a fragrance on someone and I asked which one is it. I bought it, I wore it, but it did not perform the same. And then I talked to some perfumers, people who are into this industry, experts. So they told me that skin chemistry is such a big factor in terms of how the fragrance is going to smell on you, that you can't really be so sure that if a fragrance is working on someone, it will also work on you. The second myth which I see a lot these days is that people are marketing their perfumes as saying that it has higher oil concentration, hence it is better, right? Which is also not true. There's a reason why there are so many different concentrations like eau de cologne, EDT, EDP, Parfum, etc. Every perfume, if its oil concentration is increased, its chemistry also changes, the notes also change. For example, there's this perfume that I really love, which is a Garnier Med by Marc Anton Barrow. It comes in the EDP concentration, but I also saw that they have the Extrait collection, the Parfum variant, more intense, which I bought and I absolutely disliked it. And that is how perfumes work. It's such a work of chemistry that a perfume with a certain concentration will not be the same if its concentration is increased. So you should always stay away from these marketing tactics and stick to the perfume that you like. A third myth, which I feel is not a myth really, is that perfumes require maceration. It is a topic which can be talked upon on itself for a good 15-20 minutes. But just to sum it up, certain perfumes do require maceration. Now what is maceration? It's basically oxidizing the perfume, basically aging, right? So if a perfume is aged, it does get intense, it can perform better in terms of longevity, the notes also can change. So a lot of people who chase longevity might be in a better position to macerate their perfumes. And also it is very true with Middle Eastern perfumes, right? Because what happens is these perfume brands, they launch a perfume right after their manufacturing date. So if it's, let's say, if perfume was manufactured in October, it will be in the market by end of October or November. So you can see very well that the perfume did not get time to age, right? Compared to a niche brand like Amouage, who do macerate their perfumes in a controlled environment for as long as 6 months, they do not really require maceration. So the fourth myth, which is that perfumes are reformulated, is also true to a certain extent. Now we need to understand why perfumes are reformulated. See, most of the perfumes, the designer and niche perfumes, are all made by the 5 big fragrance houses or the factories or the suppliers in Europe. And in Europe, there's a body called IFRA. It is a fragrance safety institution of sorts, which releases certain list of ingredients which can't be used. So every year, and the major release was in 2020 and 2021, and that is when so many ingredients, the major ingredients, were banned to be used in certain fragrances. So fragrance houses have to, or the brands have to use different ingredients while maintaining the similar perfume or the smell structure. And of course, when the ingredients or the composition change, we feel that the fragrance is not the same anymore. So that is the reason why fragrances are reformulated. But of course, there's a lot of marketing tactics or the marketing gimmicks as well in this, but there is some truth to this as well. So the last myth is that natural perfumes last longer, and I was also a believer of this for the longest time. So let's say a person who buys the most expensive, most purest form of rose oil, he would feel that it will last like days or weeks on him, but actually it's the opposite. Let's take an example of ghee. If you apply it on your hand, you can see very well that it gets absorbed into your skin so quickly. And that's the property of a natural thing. If it is natural, it will be absorbed by your skin, and if it is not natural, then it means it's synthetic, and then of course it's not going to be absorbed by your skin, and the chances of it being lasting longer will increase. So the natural thing or the natural oils used in a perfume is not for longevity. It is to give that finesse to that perfume, to not feel synthetic, and to give that more balanced and a refined structure to the entire fragrance. I hope you learned something new today. That's it from my side. And if you guys have any suggestions or any myths that you have heard, I would love for you to comment down below. Would love to answer there, or we might make a second episode bursting more myths. Until then, stay tuned and like this video, comment down below like I said, and subscribe to the channel, and also hit that bell icon for more such amazing and informational content coming your way. See you next time.